Hey, but we changed. We no longer seek my God's face. We changed. We think we're saved by works, but it seems such a bore. Church, we've changed. We held the form man. Church, we've lost all of our power. How can we stand these old wretched evil days? How can we face the final light? Return, oh backslider, return, and you provide us. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Jan the Best. Good morning, Brenda, L. Preston, Sharaz. Hey, class, how you doing, girl? Child, I want to get on here and just pop on real quick, y'all, and talk about what's number one trending on YouTube. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard this or not. Hit the one if you can hear me clearly, or if I say I'm muffled because the phone is not in my hand right now. But anyway, so number one trending on YouTube right now is Lil Nas X. In case you guys haven't heard of him before, hey True Black, he's a fella that came out a couple of years ago with the country song, Old Town Road. He started out on YouTube here, I believe. Hey, I am Aries Queen. I'm glad you're here, Aries Queen. Hey, Brenda. Y'all can hear me good? Okay, good, because the phone is not in my hand. Yes, well, we gonna get to that A class. Don't let me forget about it, right? So anyway, he came out a couple of years ago. Old Town Road country song. You got to start here on YouTube. The song went to number one on the country charts. I think it crossed over all this and all that. And after that, there was a lot of backlash, from country music, the country music, what do you call them, supporters or whatever, if you will, fans or whatever. Some of them didn't like him. He came out and said he was openly gay. It ain't like we couldn't see that in the first place. We already knew that. And so fast forward to now, evidently, but he was originally a rapper, right? And uh, so now he's come out. I guess he's rapping now. He's doing what he really wants to do. So he came out with a video. I saw the video because, like I said, it's number one trending on YouTube. I saw the video and what's it called, Lil Nas, Call Me by My Name or something like that, right? Hey, March, baby, honey, I watched that video and I was thoroughly disgusted. It's too much, all right. And I wanted to come on here and pop on here, and I'm thoroughly disgusted for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm thoroughly disgusted as of the visual, right? He twerks for the synagogue of Satan. He really does. And but I'm really disturbed by it because, and I want to put my 2 cents on it. I know this is sort of thing that's not popular over here in this sector, and that's okay. The other number of amount of people we have in the chat, but if one person can hear this, it's gonna work for me. I don't usually do these types of videos anymore, but I want to break down the esoteric meaning of this. I don't even necessarily. Well, let me break down the esoteric meaning of this really quick. It's a like I said, he's twerking for the synagogue of Satan. I'm assuming, like Nicki Minaj and a whole bunch of other people in the industry this day. These days, we all know they work for the synagogue of Satan. We've seen Nicki Minaj, for instance, do whole esoteric rituals, whole esoteric sex rituals on stage at the gym, at the Grammy Awards or whatever. This video is nothing more than, it is absolutely demonic. It is an esoteric ritual. It's an esoteric sex ritual. Okay, that it's time. It's trying to. They're attempting trying to normalize or make popular the worshiping of Satan. you know, but then they turn around and they say they don't believe in God. If you don't believe in God, how you gonna believe in Satan? Okay, because we know that according to the Bible, Satan was once a angel of God. He got into it with God. He was cast out of heaven. My words, you know, I'm just putting it plainly. My words, right? So they want to normalize that. It's just sick. You only saw the pics. He's going to he went too far. Let me tell you about the video I saw clean. So in the video, oh, and not only that, he's got a limited series Nike shoe coming out. He's only going to make. They're only going to make 666 pairs of these shoes. They're going to be sold for over $1,000 a piece, and it says they include a drop of human blood. Who's human blood? Number one, that is absolutely unsanitary and disgusting to me. Okay. Saw Satan falling in lightning. Yeah, Luke 10. Yeah, he's got that in the video. I think that's gonna be my thumbnail. Thank you for mentioning that. Because he referenced Luke 10 in the Bible. I saw Satan falling from heaven like a whatever. Type that verse in the chat, will you? A class, because I can't remember it verbatim. Little people love the videos and said they want to. Yeah, now they want to be like Lil Nas. That's why it's disturbing. That's why I'm doing the video. Yeah, Tara. Okay, so yeah, like a limited pair of sneakers. 666 pairs. I saw the box of sneakers. It's got all this Satanism and all these, you know, all of that sort of graphic, you know, on this. Absolutely disgusting. And like I said, they're trying to normalize it, right? And not only are they trying to now let's talk about the video. This is what I don't like. I don't like the visual of the video. I don't like the visual of the video for a whole lot of reasons. Because like I said, it's number one trending on YouTube. You don't have, it's not a parental advisory on it or anything. Now, I consider myself to be fairly liberal and not a stick in the mud. But let me tell you something. When it comes to black men, I am particularly, and I don't care if you don't like it or not. Okay? I don't care what look, let me tell you something. I was so shook by that video. I woke my niece up after sleep because, you know, I got a whole lot of little black boys in my family, right? I woke my niece up after sleep. Out of her sleep, I said, Brandy. And I called my other nieces that's got little boys too. I said, have y'all seen this video? They said, no, what you talking about? They hadn't heard nothing about it, right? I said, I want y'all to go look at this video. Okay? I want y'all to look at this video, and I want y'all to make it sure that y'all don't let these babies see this video. Okay? Because not only is he trying to normally, now we believe in God in this family, right? Point blank, period. All right? Point blank, period. We believe in the Most High God. We are not religious. We are spiritual. We believe in the Most High God, point blank, period. Because like I said, how you going to believe in the devil and you don't believe in God? All right? Number one, right? Number two, I watched the video, right? Now, I was shook by the video because of the visuals. So you got Lil Nas in the video. He's sliding down a stripper pole, sliding into hell. He's being raised up by an angel. He's sliding into hell. He's twerking on the devil. Okay, his hands are on the ground, and his face is towards the ground, and he's twerking in the lap. He's giving the devil basically a lap dance, right? He's swinging on a pole. He got on a braided wig with you know these little three curls on the side, and they resemble a red wig, and they resemble 666 or whatever, right? And he's got on these pants that they got like spikes in the pants or whatever, right? It is disgraceful. It is disgraceful. It is disgraceful. It is embarrassing, in my opinion. It continues to diminish the image of the black man, gay, straight, or otherwise. All right. They are continuously trying to replace the black woman in a whole lot of ways, but they can replace us when it comes to that crap, because that's disgusting. So y'all got that, right? Y'all got that. All right. It's absolutely reprobates. Absolutely. So you sold your soul because, and then I seen a little video. They said the reason why he called the video is titled Call Me By My Name. And it said something like the reason why he did the video was because they told him he was going to go to hell for being gay, right? So since they called you, say you was going to go to hell for being gay, That means you got to sell your soul to Satan and do a video like this, right? Embarrassing yourself, right? Right? Is that what that means? Embarrassing yourself and your people. Like you really went there. Like you really did that. I would never put that evil. Yeah, never, never. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I called my nieces. I said, look at this video. I want y'all to make sure that these kids don't watch this video, okay? Because this shit ain't normal. I don't care what nobody say. You a grown ass man, right? I don't care if you gay or not. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's embarrassing, right? Now to each his own, but that's too much. Because we know how many kids are on the internet. You're not gonna be normalizing no goddamn Satanism and no man twerking on a man on coming down. Hey Paul, Paul. I said Paul. I got Paul on the brain. This one of my nephews in laws. Hey Uncle Cloud, going down the stripper pole and twerking with a red wig on like it's cute. It ain't cute. And then you want to worship Satan, and they say they don't believe in God. But there's one scene in the video when it comes on. He's in the Garden of Eden, right? And I guess he's playing Adam, and the snake is another man, and the snake bends him back and kisses him in the mouth, and all of this and all of that, right? Now, so do you think other races of people get off on like do their own do they put videos like that out on other races of men? That's all I'm trying to say. Like, make it make sense. That's too much. Got on the wig, he twerking, sliding down the stripper pole. Yeah, twerking for Satan, right? Right? Okay. I can't. Let me tell y'all something. My nephew, my oldest nephew, thank God, his favorite rapper is this rapper named Rod Wave, right? He liked this rapper named Rod Wave, and I checked out the video because we keep a check on ours around here, right? He like Rod Wave, which is I think he's cool, and he like Kevin Gates, right? So and he like the I will absolutely drop yes, Cloud. Please chime in, please. Let me drop it right now. Thank God, Cloud is gonna. Thank you, Cloud. We need a man to speak on this, okay? Let me get it together, Cloud. I'm absolutely disgusted, and I can't. I don't know if people not paying attention to what it is that they trying to do to their kids right here, right now. But they are trying to normalize Satanism, and they trying to normalize this freaking image. Okay, it ain't cool to promote this to kids. All right, it ain't cool. It's weird as fuck. And that's the best way I can put it. That with the shoes, that whole shoe thing is absolutely disgusting, in my opinion. It ain't cute. It is downright unfucking sanitary, all right? Like, how dare you? But all right. I can't even hardly get my thoughts together on this because I'm trying to keep it PG. They're absolutely pushing an agenda. We talked about that agenda before. It is absolutely an abomination. And I don't care. It's an abomination to get online. Relatable, very Rod Wave. Yeah, my nephew loves Rod Wave. The abomination is not being gay. Let me say that. But the abomination is when you openly promote Satanism. It's when like you slapping your God in the face, and we got free will. Okay, they done made our black men the face of gayness. Shaking my head. How did we get here? I agree. I freaking agree. I freaking agree. They want to normalize it to your little black boys, and it's not cool. It's not normal to normalize something like that. All right, I don't care. Now to each his own. Now you teacher. Did I drop the link? I dropped the link, Cloud. I'm not good with that, and it ain't happening on my watch around here. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Thank you, Mo. Is that Mona Simone? Hey Mona, how you doing? It ain't cool. I'm not good with it. It's too much. Okay, now I can get on a stripper pole, going down to hell or whatever, you know. So, but his excuse was, like I said, Well, they said I was gonna go to hell because I'm gay. No, nigga, you gonna go to hell because you worshiping Satan, fool. And that's what your ass get. Okay? I'm just saying. You want to sell your soul for what? 30 pieces of silver? You idiot. Absolutely disgusting.
Good morning.
Oh, Klaus, turn your.
I had to do it. I couldn't take it, man. I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. I pray that everybody's doing well. Happy Sunday. You know, and let's put the homosexuality part aside for a moment.
Right.
Okay, and my view on that, and I hate that. That's one of the most overused terms, homophobic. I'm not scared. The only the only thing that I'm scared of is the Most High's vengeance.
Absolutely.
I scare of absolutely no human being or nothing whatsoever, because Most High didn't give me that.
Carl, just let me say, I'm offended. I don't know why you're offended by it. I know you're gonna tell us, but I'm offended because of the visual. I'm offended because you want to replace. I just really don't understand why. I'm trying to put this in a clean manner for YouTube. Okay, I'm not good with the visual. Okay, I'm gonna put it that way. Go ahead, Cloud. I'm going on mute.
Well, and I'm trying to keep it as PG as because you know I respect the platform, and I do go a little bit over the top.
No, Claude, I really want to know what you, as a heterosexual black man, I want to know what you think about it. Okay, like seriously, what do you think about it in terms of emasculation? Okay, what do you think about that?
Okay, now anybody who has been on my channel knows that I have a thing called toxic femininity. You know how everybody has thrown around the term toxic masculinity, which is a farce, but that's another story for another time. This is toxic masculinity. This is toxic femininity. You have this professional F-boy along with the Billy Porters of the world. See, they are really pushing this at a high level. And it's amazing how they always have to make it a black man's face. They have, I mean, the black, and for the black man to co-sign this is an absolute disgrace, because many of them do. That is why we are laughed at throughout the entire world, because we accept this. Now, I'm going to leave it with the shoes, which are ugly anyway, by the way. You know, they are pushing Satan's agenda. And anybody who has truly read the Bible knows that the Bible tells you who the true God of this system of things is. Because the Bible, if you read it correctly, the Bible even acknowledges that there are many gods. Now, there is the one true God who created all things. But if you have read the Bible correctly, you know that the Israelites several times rejected the Most High for false gods and useless gods. So that lets you know who this clown, Little Nas X, is supporting. He is thoroughly supporting Satan. He is doing the will of his father. And if you read John 8:44, it tells you who his father and several other peoples are. It is disgraceful. It is absolutely disgraceful.
Well, Clyde, what do you think it does for the image of the black man? What, be he gay or straight? What do you think? See, it's bigger than gay.
It's not a gay or straight thing.
It's not. It's really not. It's greater than that. It's more than that.
It's so
What do you
beyond.
think they are saying about the image of the black man? Because there's several underlying undertones.
Listen,
What do you think about it?
it tells you that number one, the black man is not to be respected in any way, shape, or form. He is
Exactly.
to be ridiculed.
It's
He is to
different.
be
I agree with you.
ridiculed. He is to be laughed at. He is
Yes.
to be spit upon. He is nothing. He is
Yeah.
less than nothing. That is
Yeah.
what it is telling you. And
Yeah.
when you have, I'm going to have to go a little bit off kilter here. I apologize for this offhand. But when you have a professional fuckboy like this, and this is why my generation, and yours also, I'll just say, this is why our generation and the generation quite literally after this, we do not respect this generation, certain aspects of it, when it comes to so-called rap music, when it comes to so-called R&B music, which is actually worse than rap music right now. How can you ask me to respect somebody who is flaunting that he worships the devil?
Hold on, Cloud, for a minute. Hold on, Mona. Hold on, Cloud. Hold on, Cloud, for a minute.
Okay.
Mona, the name of the video, if you want to look at it, if you want to chime in, because I know that you're a part of you're an LGBTQ advocate. The name of the video is Lil Nas X Montero versus Montero. Call Me by My Name. It's on YouTube. It's #1 trending. And so, if you want to go look at the video and come back and chime in on it, I would appreciate it. You know, I really would, because see, here's the thing, and the reason why I wanted to see. I know, Cloud, that you said it was toxic femininity, but here's the thing: when it comes to toxic, when you say it's toxic femininity, I kind of disagree with that, because this don't have nothing to do with us black women. See, they
I'm
want
talking about as far as the male side. I'm not talking about
right.
as
Yeah,
far
I
as the
just want to
female
focus
side.
on, because let me tell you something.
I'm not.
Let me tell you something. They already done devalued the image of the black woman, right? That we know that since our people stepped off the boat, they have been pitting the black man against the black woman, right? To the point to where when it comes to emasculation and quote unquote buck breaking or whatever, right? The reason why they pit us against each other is simply because they don't want the image of a strong black man. They killed all of our male black leaders. They have been breaking our community down. We have allowed our church, which was once our bedrock, for whatever reason, to be devalued to the point of the dollar. Do you see what I'm saying? But when it comes to the toxic femininity thing, when it comes to this sort of thing and buck breaking, us black women, we can't take the blame for that, right? It is only some of our black men, in my opinion, that can take the blame for that. Meaning that when you feel so emasculated to the point to where you feel that you are under the black woman, to where you feel like you got to beat her down, to where you feel like you are in competition with her, to the point that you want to become her. Do you see what I'm saying? The most derogatory forms of her, i.e., the stripper, i.e., out of ghetto mentality. Do you see what I'm saying? All of the derogatory stereotypes that they place on us. When you want to uplift that sort of thing, that is on masculinity. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a form of toxic masculinity, when you feel like you have been emasculated to the point to where you want to emulate the most derogatory aspects, the most derogatory stereotypes that have been placed on the black woman. Do you see what I'm saying? And so we can't be blamed for that. We can't be blamed for this one. We can't be blamed for this little boy getting on here promoting Satanism, #1, which is a whole other issue. And #2, sliding down a stripper pole on a freaking video that's #1 trending and twerking. Have you seen that video, Cloud? Twerking in the lap of Satan.
I have not watched the video. I will not watch it.
I mean,
I will not support that in any way, shape, or form.
The visual,
no way.
I cannot. Do you see what I'm saying? even to the point you don't even have to break it down to the esoteric meaning of it. The visual is too much for me because we know that our young kids are not going to break it down to an esoteric sex ritual, to twerking in the synagogue of Satan. They're gonna see it, and some of our people will see young people because their minds are so controlled by social media. They're gonna think that it's cool. You say, and it's not cool. That's my issue. The visual of it all is not cool. It does nothing for us. Do you see what I'm saying? It screams emasculation. It's beyond the days. It's gone beyond the days of Tyler Perry in a dress, or our black comedians in a dress, or Billy Porter's going down a runway in a tuxedo. It's beyond that. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we know that we are in the age of Aquarius. We are out of the age of trying to understand. We are supposed to be in the spiritual age of knowing. Okay? And somebody said earlier on here that Satan know that he's running out of time. Because we all know how it ends. We know how it ends. We know that the Most High God is going to triumph. But the issue for me is how many of our souls is he going to take with him? Okay, that's what they're worried about. They know what the end result is, but the issue now is because we, like it said in the Bible, our fight is with not flesh and blood. It is with demons and principalities. So when you see a video like that, you are fighting the demons and principalities. You are not even fighting homosexuality. You are fighting demons and principalities. Dead on the screen. Then you get a shoe. Mona says she saw it. Then you get a shoe. Mona, do you want me to drop the link? No, children shouldn't watch that. Then you get this promotion of a shoe, which we know our black men, our black children, they love their Nikes, right? The limited edition shoe. You only giving out 666 pairs. You selling them for over $1,000 a piece. We done seen our people line up around buildings to get these Nikes.
And that's why we're laughing at, by the way. This is why we are laughing.
How dare you promote this to our children? Because we got a lot of parents out here. Number one, they ain't gonna know nothing about it. I wouldn't knew anything about it if I kept seeing it scroll down my on my stream, on YouTube, and I finally clicked the video, and I was like, let me see what's going on here, because I don't pay attention to this stuff, right? But I'm glad I paid attention to this. I'm thoroughly disgusted by it. You keep promoting these freaking nasty esoteric sex rituals. That's how you doing. The shit is weird. But anyway, let me drop this link for Mona. Go ahead, Cloud, while I drop this link. Like I said, it's beyond. It's too much.
Well, it lets you know again who the true God of this system of things is, and it clearly says it in the Bible. In fact, just a moment, because I'll even go to the actual Bible verse, because unlike the pork chop preacher in the pulpit, I can actually go to the actual scripture itself and not talk around it. You understand?
Right. That's right, Marcus G. Right. I'm sorry, Clyde, but Marcus G said, for instance, Chris Wilson predicted all of this on the emasculation of the black male. You're right about that, Marcus G. A lot of people haven't read the ISIS papers, and I wish I've spoken on the ISIS papers. I've got some backlash about speaking on the ISIS papers, as well as the agendas that they're setting forth. But they after your child's soul. That's what they after. Hey, Mona.
Good morning. Good morning. Long time. I've been trying to catch you live.
Okay, what you think about the video?
I think it was very provocative. I'd like to hear the creator of the video's interpretation of what they were trying to do.
Yeah, he said, I saw a video, Mona, I don't mean to stop you, but I saw a video when they interviewed Lil Nas when it came to the video, and he said that the reason why the reason why he did the video is because they told him he was gonna go to hell when he came out gay, and that's his interpretation of them saying that you're gonna go to hell because you're gay.
So he's saying he's gonna go to hell and then he's gonna become Satan in the end. I mean, when it comes to raising kids, and I'm pansexual myself, I love regardless of gender, But I do believe there is a gay agenda, especially in the music industry. I know a lot of gay people aren't willing to accept that because we like the fact that there is some visibility, but there should be a healthy balance of all things. And I just don't think kids should watch that. My children are grown, but when they were young, I would definitely, first of all, they wouldn't watch nothing like that. But if they saw anything that was as provocative as that, I would have been in their ear talking to them to make sure that they understood. But the sad thing is these days, the internet is raising a lot of people's kids.
Yes.
So they're not going to know.
I agree.
But that's pretty much all I had to say. I don't think kids should watch it. I mean, I've seen worse. You know, I'm a Generation Xer, and I used to love rock. Well, I still do love rock. So I've seen a lot worse things. But it's shocking to see Black people get more into the occult and displaying occult activities when we ain't really accepted into that. You know, the whole Center Illuminati, like that ain't really for us. But
oh my God, that's a fact. That's point blank. Right. Thank you for saying it. Thank you.
Right. But that's all I want to say. Hey, Mr. Clyde, y'all have a good evening, okay?
Thank you, Mona. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
I'm glad she brought up rock because, you know, rap music has been a scapegoat as far as that. And she's right. The hard rock, the heavy metal scene was and still is ridiculously much worse than rap music as far as pushing the satanic agenda. It's not even close. I mean, remember AC/DC, the Iron Maidens of the world, the Marilyn Mansons of the world.
Right. That's on them. They're used to doing that shit. We know that, you know, okay, that don't have nothing to do with us.
Yeah, but it sort of does because now it's monkey see, monkey do.
No, but
it's to the point now where we're emulating our oppressors.
I agree.
Anything bad that they can do, we can do it worse. It's it's a stupid Olympics and we're going for the gold.
I agree. Our women and our men.
No question about it. And as a Black man, I will be the first to admit it. We are behind. We are in last place because we have failed for the most part, and obviously not me myself, but as a whole, the Black man has failed the Black woman, and it's a disgrace. And until we look at it, until we look in the mirror and say, "He effed up." Now, how can we fix it? We're going to keep going.
Hello, Natasha. Hey, Natasha Holiday, how you doing?
What's up? I didn't watch that video.
You
didn't watch it? We live in our last days, you know?
I agree.
You weren't around. I can't even talk.
I understand that.
Ain't goddamn world you let a man sit there and ride another man back.
Child.
That's not even a man anymore. Like I said, that's a professional
effort. And I'm gonna say something to you too. The industry do a lot of shit that fuck our kids up too. The music industry. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And the industry's been like that for a long time. Look at how
the industry Jones is. Yeah. I have a 25 son and 21 daughter. I told them a lot of shit. I explained this shit to them a long time ago. In goddamn world, they desensitized my son and my daughter. I know she's rough and she's tough. I know one thing: you gotta raise your kid when you get your kids. Tell your kids going on when they're small and let them know what the fuck going on. I'm sorry, Olivia, for cursing.
No, I absolutely. You have to actually raise them. I agree.
You don't let no TV raise them. You don't let nothing raise them. Raise your own children.
Yeah, I agree. It just got to me because, like I said, you know, moreover, a lot of us, you know, are older generationals. We're not paying.
Yeah, I'm more like 73. I'll be 47. I'll be 48 years old.
Yeah, we're not paying attention to that. And then at least some of us know that it's not cool to just, you know, like I said, we don't have a foundation or a bedrock in this community anymore. You know, nobody really talks about even a lot about religion, even in the home anymore, or spirituality or anything.
But in the day, a lot of shit happened in religion. We don't trust religion. Black people don't trust religion.
Yeah, like you don't have to trust religion, but you can trust your spirituality, and it's fine.
But you trust the shit in your house. What's going on in your house?
Yeah, we've had our discussions over here, concerning the Bible. And we know that it's a book of it's a book of allegory. And you should not worship totally worship anything other than the Most High God. You don't need a book or a church building for that.
You need your heart.
But I think that because a lot of people are skeptical when it comes to all forms of religion, it will have you thinking that there is no Almighty God at all. And when you have somebody thinking that there is no Almighty God at all, then you take on that Aleister Crowley mentality of the do as I do. Do as thou wilt mentality.
Yeah, I know that.
And you cannot do as you wilt on this planet.
You cannot sit there you get that bullshit.
Because whatever you put out, you get back tenfold. You see what I'm saying? And somebody mentioned that crazy lady over there. What is her name? Azalea Banks, digging up dead cats and all of this and all that. That woman is mentally ill. And I don't take anything that she do seriously. She call herself doing voodoo or whatever. She ain't doing none of that. She just stupid as fuck, and she need her medication calibrated. That's what she need. A lot of times I don't take none of that seriously. But you have a lot of kids. You really have to talk to your children. I do.
I do.
I talk to my children. Let me read this one. This person named Alpha says every time we get in position to get some legislations to help the Black community, it gets hijacked by either a white woman or gay folks. Well, I can understand why you said that. Like I get it.
You know what I mean? Asians to that, but that's another story.
I want to say something. I can't say what I want to say.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
A lot of gay niggas is fucking faggots. They sit there and put us on the wall, and they try to be us, but they cannot be us.
I think the bigger thing is the so-called down low Negroes. I think that's a bigger issue because let
me just say that I don't have a problem with gay people in general. You see what I'm saying? I'm not checking for nobody draw legs. I also I'm not promoting it in my family. In my family, I'm not promoting it. I can't with good conscience teach my nephews that let me see how to say this. I don't believe in that do as thou wilt mentality. I'm gonna put it like that, right? And that's why I was shook by the video, because I don't think anything in that video should be normalized. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, I can't tell nobody else what to do in their family, and I can't tell nobody, how to think in their family. I don't now. If I would, I don't have any. Just let me say, there are several young black people in my family. Let me give you, there are several young black people in my family, right? And I don't have any feminine. I don't have any feminine in my family, right? Oh, somebody cut that thing down. I don't have any feminine acting boys in my family. Would I reject them if I have a nephew that was born gay or whatever? No, I would not. But I don't have any of that going on in my family. And because I don't have any of that going on in my family, I can't see you acting one way one day, and cause you done got out in the world and you think it's normal, you come home and you want to act another way. See, there's a difference to me, right? There's a difference is when they say you was born gay and you think it's a fad, right? Or you think it's cute to come home one day and want to put on a red wig, okay? And some fingernails and stuff, right? So I don't have that going on in my household. And if you do, but I would not. But like I said, if you was born that way, I would not reject you. I would not say you going to hell. I would not cast you out of my family. You see what I'm saying? Or none of that. Because I love my babies, no matter what. But I
Yep.
don't want to promote it. I don't want you getting it in your mind thinking it's cool to do this or it's normal, because it's not. I don't need you sitting around doing all this extra stuff, you know, because I don't I just know. And it's a difference to me. And my fear is that we've gone beyond the mentality of being born gay, all right, into emasculation, into the fact that you are so emasculated by white supremacy, you want to be in competition with the black woman, and moreover, you think you will be safe if you become the black woman. That's a difference to me.
You can
You
never
see what
be
I'm
me.
saying? You are normalizing this stuff. You are
You
not
can never be
only
me.
or normalizing Satanism, you normalizing the emasculation of the heterosexual black man. Okay, because white supremacy got his foot on his neck. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you should not feel like that is what you have to do to be able to survive in the system. Okay, should not have to feel like you got to put on a wig so you won't get shot in the back. Because what they ain't telling you, if they want to kill you, they're going to kill you because of the color of your skin. It don't matter if you got a wig on or not. You're not going to be safe. Okay?
I'm done with you.
You know, and here's the thing too, and everything that you said is 100% right.
You're right, Olivia.
And but here, and I tell you what, we have all been given free will.
Right.
Now, I'm not qualified enough to judge anybody.
Right. Right.
But here's my thing.
Right.
But what kills me about this so-called LGBT agenda.
LBGHGQ.
There's too many. Now they ask, they push the agenda. Oh, you do what you want to do. We're free. We do what's wrong with it. Well, what's right with it?
Right.
What is right about it? I mean, tell me how that makes you a better person if you're a man that you inhale a penis. Does that make you? Tell me how that makes you a better man. How that makes you a better person. And why are we under attack if I decide, you know what, I adore my women. I cherish my women. And I'm wrong for feeling that way? I should feel like I'm less than a man because, damn it, I enjoy vaginal secretions. I enjoy that. And there's something wrong with that. As a man now, I'm the bad guy for that because I choose to build with my black woman.
Ain't no wrong with that.
I mean, are you kidding me right now? I mean, I shouldn't have to apologize for being
not to be funny. They've been doing this for years. They did in the 60s. They did in the 50s. Oh, yeah. They've been trying to fuck the black household up.
Let me read this, Cloud. Alpha says it's deeper. It gets deeper. It's from the effects of single parent households. Us black men have to do better. We need to fight to keep our households together and protect our black women. They want you to think that it's a side of. I agree with that up to a point. When it comes to single family households, just cause a lot of women, they have their kids, they don't do it by choice. They don't have a choice but to make it work. And when you're going out, you're doing the best you can do by a single mother. I think it's a cop out for people to try to blame single mothers because their little black boys are gay, or or say they gay, or whatever. I don't think that black women are going out.
I was raised by a single mother. I'm not
black boys. I don't agree with that.
Niggas gay.
I was raised by a single mother, and I'm not gay, so that's a BS excuse.
Jay Wilson, you can come back up. You might have fell off. Say what now, Klaus?
I said I was raised by a single mother, and I'm not.
Right, single parents are not making people gay. I don't agree with that.
That's that's just somebody looking for an excuse.
Ridiculous to me, and I don't agree with that. I don't that type of mentality is beyond me. Good morning, Mr. Carruthers, because a lot of times you got single mothers out here doing the best that they can, and they can't force the man to stay in the home. If he don't want to be there and raise his kids, or what are you supposed to do except for raise the kids your own self? So I feel like that's a cop out, and I don't agree with that mentality. And I feel like it's also another stereotype. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good
I'm
morning,
not
panel.
I am saying they need. I
Good
know what you
morning,
said,
William.
Alpha. I just want to chime in on that because on the other sector over there, they always blaming single mothers for everything. Everything bad that happens to the black man, they're blaming it on the single parents. And that's just a cop out in my opinion. And so that's why I was saying that. I know what you mean though. Hey, Miss Carruthers, how you doing?
Hi, dear. How are you doing this morning? I just went back and watched that video, and I am like you. It's disturbing. It's
You need to
abomination.
watch him on Fujigram.
I'll never watch it.
And
I will never.
well, you know
Me
what? I
neither.
always, when we have stuff like this, you have to watch it in order to really, really comment on it. And I can't blame Miss Oracle for being as upset as she is because it is downright disgusting, number one. And it does give your children a sense, well, it's okay to be this way. They're pushing the agenda, like she says. And they forgot all about religion. It's just disgusting. It is.
And they forgot about self-respect too, in my opinion. Let me read this, y'all. Anthony Jacobs says some of you MFers are more concerned about other people's children, and what they are doing than your own. Well, Anthony, let me tell you something. I am absolutely concerned about this community's children in particular, and I got a right to do that. Okay, because it just don't have to be what's going on in my household. It has to. You should be concerned about your community in general. Now it's up to you. It's beyond and like I said, there is more going on here besides normalizing this sort of thing. Okay. I'm worried about the souls of our people because, like I said, we are not fighting flesh and blood. We are fighting demons and principalities. Okay.
It's a spiritual world.
We are in
Yeah.
spiritual warfare. I spoke about the other day the fact that what it means when they say the reason why the revolution won't be televised, if you will, the quote unquote black revolution won't be televised, it's because it won't be televised, it's because it's spiritual. Okay? It's spiritual because we are in a fight for our very souls on a daily basis. Okay? You got so much stuff coming up on the screen of the social media, and you got the parents not monitoring social media. They're getting all this kind of stuff coming at them on a daily basis. Not only normalizing a man in a wig or whatever, but I also normalize. It's beyond that. Okay, they fight you. It's just too much. It's too much going on, and nobody is telling these kids that, hey, this is not normal. It is not normal to worship Satan. Okay, it is not normal to think it's cool to buy a pair of shoes for $1,000. They have blood in the actual human blood in the shoes. Okay, now I read a story. Now we know when it comes to esoteric rituals, the real rituals in Satanism, they drink. They do all these rituals concerning blood.
They
Okay,
kill babies.
that's my thing. All right, and they love to they feel like the younger the person is, where they get the blood from, like from babies or young children, the stronger the blood is, right? This is what they believe, right? So you can take that. We have a human trafficking issue, right? So it's hundreds of thousands of little black girls and boys coming up missing, and it's
They love
not
our
only
blood.
because of human sex trafficking. There are other things going on here, right? They know that they want to. It's too much. Let me see who this is.
Well, it's human sex trafficking. It's also the organs. I mean,
Yeah, the
people are
organs and
ripping off
all.
the
It's
organs.
beyond.
It is
Hey, David,
ridiculous.
how you
It
doing?
is
It's just
disgusting.
deeper.
I
Hey,
mean,
David.
again, this lets you know who the true God of this system of things is.
Us.
Yes, and it also has to do with man himself creating a false hope, a falsehood, but yet they turn around and try to tell people that they're the right ones. You can't do that. There's spirituality and there is a God. But how can you say there's a God when you're out here doing unholy stuff?
Well, again, there is a God of this system, and it clearly shows who it is. You see what's going on in the world. It lets you know who's in charge of this particular world.
Well, didn't they say that the devil was cast down to earth? Didn't they say the devil was cast down to earth? So who do you think the earth belongs to?
Exactly. That's my point.
Well, my thing is, how you don't believe in the devil if you don't believe in God? Anyway, what you got to say about it, Jay Wilson?
You know, first of all, it's marketing. First of all, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, get us to talk. It was really, that video was really over the top. And you know what we should be questioning? I don't know if you all watch Ma Rainey, Black Bottoms.
Yes, I did.
People have been saying, you know what? The music industry, who is it run by? And my thing is, we always want to blame this. These people probably had this marketing scheme. Nas X is upset with the church. Please do not put the LGBTQ plus, like Black people are not a monolith. We are not a monolith. Please do not say this. I still believe God. I still do what I need to do. I think this young man is sold out to the money. No different than we let these rappers sit out here and call women the B word, and not no different than Hollywood making our Black women harlots and whores out here jiggling everything and trying to sell it. So I don't see any difference. Maybe Nas was just honest to say who he served, and maybe the other ones are just scheming it and poking it behind sex and talking about this. So
he said he did. Now let me stop you, Jay Wilson. He said in an interview that the reason for the video was because they told him he was gonna burn in hell because he gay. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we know that a lot of religious people. Wait a minute. We know that a lot of religious people, say that. I don't agree with that. That interpretation of what it, you're gonna burn in hell because you gay or whatever. I don't believe in that, but I believe that is an excuse. I believe that they are pushing this satanic ritual agenda going on right now. I believe it is deeper than sexuality. Just let me say okay, because like I said, we are fighting demons and principalities. We're not fighting with who you choose to sleep with in between your legs. Okay, we're not fighting it. Let me finish. I don't want nobody. Wait a minute, Jay Wilson. I don't want nobody to get it mixed up with me saying you're gonna burn in hell because you gay. That is not the issue for me. I don't care who you put inside your drawers leg, but it's absolutely inappropriate to normalize Satanism to children because we are in a fight for our immortal souls. And when you normalize it to children, it's a problem to me. It's beyond being gay. It's beyond all of that. That don't have. I don't care about that.
Well, I just about your soul, Miss Olivia, and I get that, but. I do hear and I do listen, and there's some things that I heard, and I just wanted to really clarify. And just because you were with the man, that don't mean everything got to be about sex. No different than a man being a whore, sleeping with every woman, having children.
Yeah, it's beyond that.
So
it's beyond that.
You got to realize that Nas X became Satan himself. So my thing is, I'm looking at the whole video in context to say, you know what? This boy is angry at a lot of stuff, and unfortunately, if he knew scripture in context, it wouldn't have been an issue. But because we're ignorant, and we're ignorant in how the record companies have a system as well, we do this. We have a system of voter suppression because we don't want Black people to vote. There's a lot of principalities going on here.
Yes.
This one is noticeable. This one is blatant. And you know what? The bottom line is he's going to sell those shoes out because people are going to buy Nike shoes.
Oh, I agree.
We're going to do this. You know why? Because marketing is key. For the mere fact we're talking about it, somebody's going to go look at it. I mean, it's just that. It's marketing. Do I like the video? No. But is that his reality? And that's how he feels? Yes. At the end of the day, we need to tell our kids XYZ. He said he's not responsible for Old Town Road. But in reality, he's not. How many times have Hollywood made a Britney Spears a crazy woman?
Right.
She's not crazy.
This is what people do. Lady Gaga scared to go to sleep by herself because all of this stuff going on. So my thing is, I don't like the video. I had happened to view the video, but it's saying a lot of things. And like I said, as an LGBTQ person or say person, everybody is not like that. And I just don't want people to start putting folk into categories, no more than a man.
Well, I agree. I said that earlier. No, everybody is not like that. Sometimes
I heard it, and that's why I came on, because I heard it, Miss Olivia, and like I said, you have a variety of guests on, but I don't need any man who is heterosexual to speak for me, because I can speak for myself. That's all I'm saying, Miss Olivia, because I heard some things that weren't quite right, and I just wanted to come in and clarify.
Well, thank you for coming in and clarify.
For sure.
Who is this right here? I don't even know. Rich Bread. I don't know, but you got clothes on. So I'm going to let this man come up, Jay Wilson. Hold on. Because I'm glad that you males are on the panel. Okay? Because this video was done. The Little Nas is a male. Do you see what I'm saying? And so this is not when it pertains to this video, I don't want women the black women in particular, like somebody mentioned single parenthood, to be to blame for this video. How you doing, Rich Bread? Because this is not on us. How you doing, Rich Bread? You got something you want to say?
How y'all doing?
All right.
How you doing?
Yeah. The thing with it is that society, and slowly but surely, just pro-global, period. Like since the 80s, censoring is like
yo, baby, you a bargain. We can't hardly
look at TV.
Your audio.
Hello?
I can't hear.
Yeah, your audio is messing up, Rich Bread. We want to hear what you got to say, but your audio is messing up, love.
Yeah, I think he's frozen a little.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you might want to go out and come back in because you're freezing up and we can't hear a thing that you say.
But Olivia, he has issues with colorism because he's dark. That came out. It's a lot of things that this young man is grappling with, and sometimes this stuff is individual. And no one is blaming single mothers no more than people are blaming the black community for Little Nas. Little Nas, like I said, he's no different than these rappers selling out of being drug dealers when they know they ain't even live in the hood.
But it's different. It's different because they're attacking us spiritually now. But a lot of people do. I have been in the midst of several conversations about single mothers where black men on the internet blame single motherhood for everything, not even when it comes to being gay. They blame you because you broke. They blame you because you owe child support. They blame you because of whatever. We don't even got to talk about being gay. If you've been in some of these other sectors, like these management sectors, they blame because they was raised by a single mother. They didn't graduate high school. They blame the black single mothers because they overweight. They blame black single mothers for everything.
Thank you.
Well, they blame fathers for being deadbeat, and this is what I'm saying. All dads are not
they don't
deadbeat.
never focus on that, Jay Wilson. They don't focus on the deadbeat dad. They put it on the place of the woman.
Well,
even though that man was not there, even though he walked out or never took up the responsibility anyway, you still blaming your mama. You still mad at your mama. What about your daddy?
Well, maybe it's those men who haven't had exposure to anything else better. People can only give you what they have, and if people don't have it, then why do we expect anything different from people? This is what I don't understand. That's why let me tell you something. I don't care if you're gay, straight. I want somebody who's reading, who's trying to absorb and get something. And a lot of these people are blaming other people because they failed to do it themselves. Hell, everybody done been through some dysfunction. But what do you do with it? You can't spend the whole rest of your life blaming your mom and dad for stuff.
You gotta move on.
You gotta get an epiphany that, you know what, it's about my life.
Yeah,
And I get what you're saying, Miss Olivia, but the Nas X video, let me say personally, it is disturbing, but I know what it's about. I know this man is trying to get attention. It's about money as well. Maybe it's about his personal expression, but you know, this is when you need to go to a seat and talk to a therapist and work through it. But at this particular point, his therapist is money. And I think he's trying to get back to that. He is almost like the Andrew Caldwells of the world who made a viral video and it went. And now we're trying to do better and up the stakes of it. And it's not quite working. And I just think he's doing everything he possibly can to stay relevant, whether good or bad.
I can agree with that.
And let's be fair. Let's also be fair. Every black person that in one way, shape, or form has been scapegoated in some way. Whether it's the heterosexual black man, whether it's the homosexual black man or woman, whether it's the single mother, every black person in one way, any way, shape, or form has always been scapegoated. And it's always been a divide and conquer. This goes all the way back to the Willy Lynch papers, all the way from the civil rights era, all the way up until now. We have always been scapegoated in one way, shape, or form. Young against old, the sister against the brother, the mother against the father, the grandfather against the let's face it, it's always been like that. But now, listen, we're in 2021. Either we're going to come together as a people,
ain't no way in a different world. And a guy come out here, helping on Satan. This shit's wrong. That's for real.
It's wrong, but he's definitely getting attention. But I'm looking at your room now, and I see how people feel about me. And of course,
nobody said nothing about you, Jay Wilson.
No, but I'm making a point now, Natasha. I'm making a point. If I can make my point, please.
What point are you making?
I'm looking at your room. And this does deal with Nas X because daily folk have to deal with stuff, even with me saying, oh, you can't be a minister and do XYZ.
You do anyone.
Excuse me, ma'am?
You do anyone.
Prove it. Prove it, Natasha. Prove it. That's what I'm saying. Because if you say I'm not going to prove it.
Let's not get off subject.
So anyway, I go right back again. Natasha's attitude right there. So now you have this angry man because black people for years have done this. They can let a demon sit there and impregnate a whole congregation and nobody don't say shit. But as soon as a black gay man comes out, grown man, who done played that keyboard and everything for the church, it becomes a problem. But we can let anybody and everybody do shit in the church. So that's what I gotta say about it. And I think it's the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy. Now, do I say that young man is right? No. But do I say there is hypocrisy? Hell to the yes.
Yeah,
you're gonna say sin is sin all the way around. Not only for LGBTQ people, for heterosexual people as well. And I have grown up in church all my damn life. I know the inner workings of it.
Church don't give a fuck about nobody.
That's my issue. That's my issue. My issue is not straight. And I think we get sidetracked because
but look, Olivia, I'm listening to some of the people on here, and they will side shade LGBTQ issues, and then you come on in here, you address it, and then it's all right. But I'm here today. Like I said, I just want people to be aware, even the time. But at any rate, it is what it is. There's no agenda.
That's why I'm glad you came up.
Yes, it is an agenda.
What is the agenda, Natasha? Tell us the agenda.
Wait a minute.
It'd be a devil.
Let me chime in and I'll tell you the agenda.
Hold on.
What is the agenda?
Can I just chime in?
Not every agenda. Not every LGBT has an agenda.
Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on a minute. Hold on now. Let me tell y'all something. If you read the ISIS papers, I don't know if you have read or heard any of the teachings by Frances Quest Welsing. She breaks down what she's calling the emasculation of the black man or what she calls in her book the gay agenda. And what she means by the gay agenda really is the emasculation or buck breaking of the black man to diminish his image so that he will not be able to leave. Now we know that when it came to slavery, how when we were talking about buck breaking, they would emasculate the black man or the black man that the other slaves chose to lead them in order for him not to lead his people into running away or anything like that. He would buck break him, and buck breaking is him. They would bend him over a stump. They would whip him, and then they would rape him, and that is what they are talking about here.
But Olivia, but either you are or you not. I didn't have nobody back but whatever mean. So either you are or not. See, I understand that, but who
I'm
wrote
talking about the agenda. I'm not talking about you.
Reason, but what I'm saying is, what does that got to do with me now? That has nothing.
It has a lot. It has. I think you're taking it personal.
Because I knew back in the day, you didn't have to tell me. Nobody
the wrong way.
So what does that have to do with me, Olivia?
I think you're taking it the wrong way. I'm gonna tell you what.
I'm not taking it the wrong way, Olivia.
You always taking it the wrong way. You always taking it the wrong way.
I'm trying to. You won't let me finish. You won't let me finish. Goodness. Listen to me, Jay Wilson. Don't listen to Natasha. This is what I mean by that. It is greater than us. We are older people. We know right from wrong as older people. My issue is not us older people. My issue is the imagery and the normalization of things like the selling of your soul to our young people. Because when you get our age, you're going to do what you do. Do you see what I'm saying? You're going to do what you do. But you don't have a right to promote this sort of things to young, impressionable children. I don't care what you do in your house as a grown man, but I do care the image that is being brought forth, that is being put forth to our young people, that it's okay to sell your soul to Satan. It is okay as a black male that you swing down a pole and twerk in front of Satan. The issue is not gay. The issue is your soul.
Well, I understand that. Okay. So, Olivia, you should be just as extremely upset with people selling their children's souls to professional football teams.
I'm absolutely extremely upset by that. I'm upset about anybody. I'm upset about anybody or anything controlling your children and offering up them as pretty much sacrifices for anything, including money, including 30 pieces of silver.
Well, I just want to make sure
we no longer have a foundation. We no longer have a foundation. And you said you was raised in church, right?
Exactly.
Good, bad, and indifferent. So. We no longer even have that bedrock in the black community anymore. We don't even have the foundation of the church anymore. Well, we have nothing.
Well, whose fault is that?
It is our fault.
Okay. All right. We sing, lift every voice and sing, and there's a major prophetic voice in that song, and I guess we didn't focus on it. Because there is a verse.
What the deal was, we decided to assimilate. The problem, the reason why we don't have a foundation anymore is because too many of us chose to assimilate in effort to in a dream of having a better life. The dream of a better life, the assimilation into an Anglo society in hopes that you will have a better or easier way of life. We were sold a bill of goods, and a lot of our elders fell for it, and that's where we are right now in the state of this country, to the point to where anything and everything can be told to your kids, okay? And because you don't want to appear to be anti whatever it is, politically correct at the moment, you let your kids go for it. You tell them that it's okay. You let them watch it. You let them agree with. You can't always let your kids decide for themselves. You have to actually be a freaking parent. And like I said, when I seen that video, I was absolutely appalled by that video because it went too far. It's not about being gay. It's not about being straight. It's about you getting on this, just like black women. When you see black women doing stuff like that, I talked about Nicki Minaj doing whole esoteric sex rituals at the Grammy Awards in front of millions of freaking people. All right, it's not just that. It's something else going on, and we need to stop it. falling for it. We need to stop just like handing over our kids. Like we don't give a damn. That's my issue. So when you get caught up because you in your feelings about whatever's going on it, the obvious that's going on in the video, the problem is we don't look deeper.
Well, we agree on the same thing. I just don't want it to be scapegoated because you're right. A lot of Black people, period, are being brought into this system to dumb the senses of the people. But like I said, I just don't want it to be a one-off, one-shot thing because usually it goes into another direction. And so,
well, the only reason why the issue of gay is coming up right now is because Lil Nas is gay. He could have been Nicki Minaj or any other Black woman, and she could have been doing this, and I would have been upset about it. Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm good with that.
I totally agree with that.
And the fact that he said the reason his inspiration for the video was that they told him in church that he was gonna burn in hell cause he gay. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we are in
the internet age, right? That's an excuse. Okay, I don't care what they told you in church. You can go seek and read and find out for yourself.
It's the satanic thing. It has nothing to do with it.
Somebody, I got some.
And like she said, she's absolutely right.
Somebody's got some feedback. You can go seek out knowledge for your own self. Okay, we are in the information age. Google it.
Yeah,
you don't have to put that. There's an agenda. You are in a fight for your soul. All right, and if you don't have enough sense to not listen to that book crap and file for that excuse that fool made, shame on you.
So it ain't no different than Beyonce and Jay-Z going to that witch and doing those rituals.
Yeah, I know exactly what
it's very satanic.
Jay-Z away from that woman. What is her name? But what is her name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She do blood rituals. Rima Abramovic is her name. And whatchamacallit worships under her too. Bill Gates. Okay, Bill Gates worship under her too. All right. There's a lot of people that worship under that witch. Okay, but you're right about that. It ain't no debate. Beyonce, she embraced her the power of the Orisha, invoked that, and took Jay-Z away from that witch, and that witch got mad about it because she embraced her African spirituality. She invoked the power of the Orisha, and that's how Beyonce got Jay-Z away from that white witch over there. If we want to talk about that, see, there's a difference between African spirituality and esoteric spirituality and twerking for the synagogue of Satan. There's a difference for that. And because our people don't know the difference for whatever reason,
you will never know.
That is part of the problem as well. That is why your immortal soul is going to burn in fucking hell. Because you don't have enough sense to do your own damn research. Oh, Lord, the Black church don't love me no more. They say I'm gay. I'm going to burn in hell. I ain't got enough sense to go search out this knowledge and know that the Lord ain't worried about that. He worried about my soul. He ain't worried about who I put between my legs. No, we ain't got enough sense to realize that. We just fall for the okie doke. It's easy to be ignorant. Okay? It's easy to be ignorant. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, like I said, I don't agree with the video. I saw it. I see what a lot of this is about. There are many angles and moving parts to this video, and that person knows controversy sells. And people don't give a damn about folk. They just give a damn about sales. So this is what we're going to see. Unfortunately, it had to be provocative like this. Whether it's his younger self, older self, of how he feel about it now. And yeah, people are going to be talking about it. But this is what the record company wants, and they've been doing it for years. And unfortunately, he's going to get a fraction of it, while whoever pushed this record is going to make millions and millions of dollars. And that's what they do. It's a plantation system. And so we think these artists are doing it up, but they don't realize that these record companies control a lot of their lives, a whole lot of their lives.
No, and I agree. You're right. He's the face. All he is the face. I understand that. It is the record company that's really going to be the one who rakes in all the dough. I understand it. But I also brings out the followers mentality that we have as people. Because a lot of our people are gonna buy those sneakers up. They're gonna pay the $1,000, and we're not even gonna question it.
Well, why do you think there's a limited amount of it being made? You know, they know it's wrong. Nike know that's wrong. That's why they only make it 666 pounds.
Yeah, but
human blood.
And
it's absolutely fucking unsanitary to me and absolutely disgusting. But let me read this, Marcus G. Christianity has fooled y'all. It ain't fooled me. But he says that Christianity has fooled y'all into thinking that voodoo is witchcraft. I do not think that voodoo is witchcraft. I don't think that. Voodoo is based on African religion. Do your research. We are beyond that on my channel, Marcus G. Nobody that follows me thinks that voodoo is witchcraft. We don't believe in goddamn white magic because the shit is weak. But that's a video for another day. Okay? Move right along.
Yeah, they're not familiar with the channel. That's all. They're not familiar with it.
Anyway, I like I said, I'm upset with the whole visual of the thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's why we doing this video.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm very upset with it because it's promoting Satanism. That's what it's promoting. Regardless who made the video, it's promoting Satanism.
Seems like it's cool. Seems like it's cool to twerk in the lap of a fucking devil that you don't know nothing about. But then you want to turn around and say you don't believe in the Almighty God.
He's doing the will of his Father. He's doing the will of his Father.
Some ignorant ass shit. And then you're a dumb motherfucker for even doing that shit. Okay? Now, I hate to put it that way, but that's just how I feel about it.
How old is Lil Nas X, by the way? How old is he? Is he about 26, 27?
I don't even think I think he's 30 years. Is he even 25 years old yet?
I think he's 22.
That is my concern. He's promoting this stuff to young.
I think he's 22.
I'll Google that.
He's a child, y'all. He expected a lot from a 21-year-old in terms of deep. So also he's just 21 years old. He clearly don't have a family that support him, whether he's gay, straight, or whatever. He clearly don't have any type of foundation.
He's 21. He's only 21.
Allow a 21-year-old to be embraced in the synagogue of Satan the way that he's been absorbed in it. That's the same thing that happened to Megan Thee Stallion. They know her mama and her grandmama is dead, and so you got this little girl on the screen, pretty much done embraced the stripper lifestyle. And when it comes to the promotion of black women, that is the image that they want to set forth. They want you to be the harlot or the Jezebel or the Sapphire. You know what I mean? That is agenda right there too, because we know that as black women, we were once the pinnacle for womanist or femininity, but now they want to diminish you into a stripper or something like that. All these types of negative stereotypes. And when it comes to the black man, it's not about you being gay. We know that the world is very visual. You don't see no other race of man twerking down a damn stripper pole and tooting up his ass and twerking in the lap of a goddamn devil. Okay? What other race of men have you seen a video doing that? It's all about your emasculation. It's all about the diminishing of their own damn community. And that's just how I see it.
Okay.
Like I said, when it comes to the men and the women, that's how I see it. But you're promoting this stuff to the kids so that they can think it's fucking normal. And it's not normal. And it ain't going on in my goddamn house. And I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I will beat your ass if you come to me with some bullshit like that. Do you hear me? That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to worship no bullshit. And for the fact that a lot of parents think the shit is normal is beyond me.
That's because they've become numb to it.
Disrespect yourself on that level. It's not normal to disrespect yourself. It's not normal to devalue yourself. It's not normal to say, they told me I was going to go to hell because I'm gay, and so you're going to turn around and embrace the devil? Because just because somebody said you was going to go to hell because you gay, that's ridiculous. That don't make sense. Where are your critical thinking skills?
Well, you know, Olivia, we still have women who are subjected to that, and they give the church all their money, but yet don't have power, yet can't do anything. So I
You're
see
absolutely
where
right. We are beyond the days
I
of
just
church.
see it all over, and I understand what you're saying, but it's no different to me than that. It boggles my mind that you stay in a system that will tell you that, you know, you're less than and you're a second class citizen, but yet people pay into it. I think that's crazy.
I agree. We are beyond it. We have beyond. See, here's the thing: is some black folks, they like to get stuck. Do you see what I'm saying? We don't move forward quick enough. When you see anything that is derogatory, that is not treating you fairly, that is trying to hold you down, you move away from that system. Okay, you no longer have to. We know that, like I said, we no longer have a bedrock in the community. You know, our churches. It's nothing but a shoot. Creflo Dollar got a freaking ATM in his church. We know it's all about the almighty dollar. Okay, we know about that. So why do you still cling to these old ways? Why do you not try to enlighten yourself? You don't need a church or a pastor. And another problem we got in the black community is the problem: you too busy worshiping the messenger. Okay, instead of worshiping the message, instead of worshiping the word, you don't never have to step inside of a building they call a church, okay, to worship your God. Too many people is worried about the messenger. You're worried about the aesthetics instead of worried about your immortal soul. That is my issue. You don't need nobody to tell you about your God in the first place.
But what are we doing as a people to change that?
Well, first of all, we don't like to study. Do you know how many pastors have gone to seminary? They don't care. All it is I'm going to preach what I've been told for centuries. We don't research it. We don't do a whole lot of stuff. And the sad part about it, the ministers know that if they really preach the gospel in its context, it will cause the major uproar in the church. So they'll go to easy ride. They'll go to easy ride. So that's why, like I said, that's why I'm free with who I am, regardless of what the hell folk think. But I know these jokers, and I know what they do, and I know they don't want to go study. All they want to do is give you something that you want to hear and build buildings, and that's it. And they want to live well, so they'll take your money and live well. But when you need something, you can't even get $10.
I agree.
They're protected by the government anyway. Church is protected by the government anyway.
Yeah, when they did everything tax free, they don't give a care really. Everything is tax free for the church. Let's admit it.
But the sad part is, I mean, there are actual churches that are actually doing something, but you don't hear about them. And they are too few and too far between.
That is correct.
Because if you are a true man of God, and I do believe that we have true men of God, you are not elevated. You know, but if you are elevated, in my opinion, if you are a member of one of these mega churches or something like that, and you know, it's been designed. It's all about the money. It's all about the coin now. You know what I mean? And that's part of it. We have several issues. That's why I said we no longer have a bedrock in this community. You know what I mean? Because it's been dissolved into 30 pieces of silver. You know. And so, and I, you know, you got these preachers like people putting always have you have a lot of these people like Al Sharpton and people like that put reverend in front of their name, and they want you to worship them, and they want you to provide for them, and they only worried about themselves. And people are so ignorant, not realizing the fact that not having enough critical thinking skills to realize that if I'm doing all this for you and I'm not getting nothing out of it, maybe I should do something else. You know, but because we are so used to, some of us are so used to, you know, doing what our parents did, you allow yourself to be used in this way, you know. And so even when it comes to tithes and offering, there's nothing in the Bible that says your tithe has to be money, has to be monetary. Do you agree with that?
First of all, who says you have to even pay tithes? Because
right,
if you
says you even have to pay tithes. It's nothing in the Bible that says that.
Absolutely, you're not Old Testament Jew. But anyway, Olivia, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I always like to come on to your panels. You're always lit. So I do have to prepare for my service. So thank you so much, man, for having me.
Thank you for popping on, Jay Wilson, and giving your opinion on the conversation. I didn't want you to go away thinking that this is some kind of gay bashing session,
No,
because it's beyond that for me. The reason why I'm doing it this morning is because, like I said, we are in a fight for not only our own immortal souls, but the immortal souls of our children.
Yeah, and I really want you all, before I leave, to look at what they're doing with this voter suppression. And you all, we need to be very angry and start speaking up, because
them old Jim Crow laws they
are passing this stuff. Yes. It's not like they're not they are passing this stuff. And
they pass it, but you know they scared of that black woman, right? They scared of what is her name? Cause she's flipped the state from red to blue.
Stacey Abrams.
Yes, Abrams. Yeah, they shook by what she did, and so they want to roll it back. I went back to these Jim Crow laws, talking about some. If you can't give water or food if you standing in line to vote, and you making identification even stricter. You're right about that, Jay Wilson. I want to do a video about that.
And notice who they passed the laws under. They didn't do this under Trump. They waited till Jim Crow Joe himself, Joe Biden, got into office.
Well, they did it because it got shook, that Georgia got flipped. They want black people to think that this is a perfect example of your black vote does count. And they don't want black people to realize that their black vote does count. But Stacey Abrams got the black people to realize that, yes, your vote counts, and we can make a change. We can make a difference. And it shook them. Okay, that shook white supremacy. And now they're trying to roll it back to these Jim Crow laws. It's really what they're doing in the state of Georgia. You know, it's tantamount to a Jim Crow law.
Georgia's not the only one. Georgia's not the only one. They're trying to do it in Texas, and Texas already have strict voter laws already. I just think that this is Jim Crow law all over. It's no different than a new poll tax, and I think we
grandfather clause.
I think we really need to be focused, and not to say that Lil Nas is not important, because I get it, Mr.
No, you're right. This is
pressing issues right now. I mean, you know what? And I'm going to say this, and I cannot understand how a man can go into a grocery store and shoot 10 people, but yet a boy in Aurora, Colorado, which is not too far, can walk down the street without a weapon and say, I'm an introvert, and die. I cannot for the life of me understand how a person in Colorado can go into a movie theater and shoot all of those people, but yet still live. But a young boy in Aurora, Colorado, walking down the street, not bothering anybody, can't even make it home and die at the hands of the police.
Right, don't you? And I think it's bad that we have so many, you know, when it comes to our black community in particular, we have so many things thrown at us at one time, you know, and it's hard. You have to really pick and choose your poison to speak on and try to educate on. So you're absolutely right. I absolutely agree with what you're saying about the shooting, the fact that you don't even have to have a weapon to be gunned down, particularly if you are a black person. Man or woman, but in particular, the man in your community. You don't even have to have a weapon, and people can't even realize that we got genocide going on. We have a spiritual genocide going on, as well as a physical genocide going on when it comes to our people. The reinserting of these Jim Crow laws. We got that going on. It's bad when you have to put forth a piece of legislature so that you won't be fired from your job because you wearing braids in your hair. Okay, it's sad when they have to pass a law that says it is illegal for you to fire somebody from their job because of the hairstyle that they wear. Okay, that is ridiculous to me. And we're never going to move forward in this country because we got too much stuff coming at us at one time. You know, spiritually, on the spiritual plane, as well as on the physical plane. You know, and it's just so hard to focus on everything at one time. And so I chose to speak. I'm absolutely upset about these reinstatement of Jim Crow laws, you know, as well as the gunning down of our black people for no reason at all. I am as much as concerned about that as I am our immortal souls. You know, it's just we got so much coming at us at one time, Jay Wilson, and you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah,
it's just so much.
And I know it's racism. I'm a child of the South, and I know what it looks like. But you know what? My question to you is, what does it look like, and what are you doing about it? And like I said, if we didn't have such a dox college or people who did that so much, people would know. But at the end of the day, the rhetorical question is, yeah, I know what's going on, but what do we do about it? So, Olivia, thanks again for having me on. Thank you, Uncle Carl, Tasha, and Will. You all have a great day.
Good night, Jay.
Okay, have a good day. Let me tell y'all what I'm doing about it. What I'm doing about it is I realize that I can't save everybody. I can't educate everybody. I can't enlighten everybody. So I have to focus on my family. And I feel that if you are concerned about these issues, not only this little Nas issue, but all the issues that we just spoke briefly about, educate the people that are closest to you. Educate the people that are educate the people in your own family. Because like I said, you can't save everybody, but you can try your best to educate and open the minds of the people around you. Do you see what I'm saying? And as best you can, you have to offset negative energy, like the thing that we were talking about. The uplifting of Satanism, and all of that. You have to educate the folks around you, in particular your young people, because they are the future. So we can come on here and we can have a discussion about it. If one person learns something or want to, it leads them to want to educate the young people in their family. That is a good thing. But what you can do on a daily basis, away from social media, is educate the people around you
and let them know what's going on.
Let them know what's going on. Keep your young people abreast of the situation. When I started the video, I mentioned that when I seen this thing going down my timeline, I immediately called my nieces to let them know what's going on. Like, have you seen this video? Make sure your kids, these babies, don't watch this video. Let them know what's going on. With this nonsense about blood in the shoes and all that emasculation that we saw. You have to let them know, for your own self, because we can't save everybody, and you do have to do more than just have a conversation.
One person, you're right.
Well, as you know, I mainly have a sports channel, and anybody who's watched the NBA, and we've seen the rise of the 3-point shooting in the NBA. The best
question.
Go ahead.
Who the first person? NBA. I like NBA too.
What did you say, Carl?
Okay, I was saying that the rise of the 3-point shot in the NBA, the best way to get an open 3-point shot is to work your way inside and then kick it out. I'm saying that to say this. When you start inward and then you work your way outward as far as trying to help our people.
The 3-point line, way over here.
I agree. Alpha says Lil Nas did split on their pole from heaven to hell. I am not surprised it's not banned yet. I was shocked that but I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked, Alpha. Because yes, he did. We things are so lax in this country right now, to where I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked.
So you definitely become numb to it.
Yeah, you become
no question about it, and it's sad, and it's an indictment. It's an indictment on our people. There's no question about it. And I tell you what, if Lil Nas X does grow up to be 30 plus, and I pray that he does. I don't wish anything on the young man. He's going to realize that he made a huge mistake. I mean, that's the thing about being 21. He still has, God willing, a lot of life to live.
Right.
And he'll find out, because the record label will not know, because once he becomes useless to his label, they'll drop him like a hot potato.
Right. I agree, and then that's the problem too. Will he reach adulthood? They want to snatch your soul when you're young. That's why they want to.
Oh, guys, I'm gonna have to go.
27th February.
Okay, thank you for joining.
Take care, everybody. God bless.
Thank you.
Stay safe, and just please continue to pray for my mother-in-law.
Absolutely, Claudia. Thank you for joining this morning.
Nice to see you, Claudia.
Hey, Natasha.
I
I'm
think it's the
still
same.
I'm still outspoken on that devil worshiping crap because that's all it is. And I'm
Yeah.
sitting back thinking it takes a village to raise a child, and that
Yes.
old adage went out the window years ago. Years
Yes.
ago.
Yes. I agree with that, Mr. Carruthers. I'm just beyond words. You know that is number one trending on freaking YouTube, for goodness sakes. You know what I
Right.
mean? And they want you to be just they want you to think that it's normal. It's cool to sell your soul. It's cool to be this way. You know, like I said, Aleister Crowley, do as thou wilt. They want you to have that type of mentality. You know, they want you
Yeah.
to be so dumbed down to the point to where you don't even care anymore. And
Right.
all of these visuals, coming across this stream, that screen, for the fact that it's number one trending on YouTube. Ain't no telling how many young people that seen this and they think it's normal. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous to me.
It is.
It
It's
don't even have a
crazy.
parental advisory on it.
Right. And we don't like you said, we're not monitoring. A lot of people don't monitor their kids no more. They just sit them in front of a screen or a gaming system, and that's their day.
Yeah,
But I applaud you for bringing that up this morning. And like I said before, I even spoke on it. I went and watched it, and I'm like you. It is really deplorable.
yeah,
Regardless who made it, it's still devil worship. It's
yeah.
okay to do this like that. No, it's not.
No,
When you forget
right,
about your own soul, even at his age, selling his soul to the devil,
right.
it's crazy.
It's disgusting.
Hmm.
And like you have no moral compass. You have no self-respect, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because there is a way in which to do everything. And for
Right.
the fact that they normalize, the fact that you have no self-respect, the fact that you want to exploit um
Mhm.
young people is
Young
deplorable.
people.
I agree.
I'd have felt better if he'd have made it to the show where they had lied to him about going to hell. He's gonna go to heaven regardless.
Right.
Right.
Right. Instead of embracing it, like Alpha said, he was on a stripper pole going from heaven to hell. You know what
Yeah,
I
right.
mean?
That's crazy. How come
Embracing
he
the
couldn't have,
devil.
yeah, ascending up to heaven, and God would wrap him in his wings just because he's what he is. It doesn't
Right.
make sense.
It don't make sense to me either. And they want you.
Uh,
They want you. That's the mentality. They it's like they want you to think that if you are gay, that you have to like sell your soul or something. Is that what they're trying to say? Go to sell your soul out because they said you're gonna go to hell anyway because you gay. That don't make sense to me. Just that's a bill of goods. That's a
yeah,
lie.
that's a lie. That's a lie. And these like music companies and record companies, people want to make a buck, but you don't sell your soul just to make a buck. Just
Right.
like that new movie, like you said, the American Music Awards and all that. Even
Yeah.
Come to America too. I was disappointed in that because it still has some stereotypes in it. The mama
Yeah.
that had a baby didn't know who the daddy was. The boy
Yes.
called a bastard child. It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. So I applaud you, Miss Olivia, for having such a wonderful show today. Really, it should wake up a lot of people. We should have more and more conversations like these instead of us bashing each other and trying to tear each other down. Because that's as long as we're tearing each other down, I think that white man is going to continue doing it to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You don't even have to. The fact is, gotten so bad that people have assimilated into doing it themselves to one
Right.
another. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what is so sad to me. And let me read this. Hoodoo says God slayed God slayed and had more people slayed in his name than the devil, though everybody was murked in the Bible was instructed by or performed by God. I don't. Do you
But there
like?
was
Is she saying that human beings said that they were slaying people in the name of God? Because if they're doing that, then I mean, if that was in fact done, God didn't tell them to do it. They did it of their own free will. You know,
Right.
so it ain't God's fault because that's how they interpreted the Bible.
Well, see, that's my point. That Bible interpretation.
Right.
See,
You know.
so
When you don't research for yourself, you know, and then that's a control mechanism. Religion is a control mechanism. It's set out to control people, all people. You know, you don't have because you don't have enough sense to have your own mind. That's a you problem. That's a free
right.
will problem. That's not a God problem.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
You know, that is your
Either you're
interpretation of
gonna
it.
worship, either you're gonna worship that man, which you shouldn't worship,
Right,
normal man, or you're gonna worship your own spirituality and what you believe
right,
in.
right, right. You know what I mean?
My
And so
phone is
yeah.
ringing. I'm sorry, dear. I got to
Okay.
run.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Carruthers. Thank you
All
for
right.
Mr.
Thank you,
Carruthers.
babe.
I understand what you're saying, Hoodoo. Have a nice day, sir.
All right.
I understand what you're saying, Hoodoo. But the problem is when you don't have enough sense to do the research for yourself. It's still a you problem because you're choosing to follow that type of mentality. You're not choosing to dissect it for yourself. That's why it's a you problem. You know. That's why it's about mind control and programming. You should never allow yourself to be led by anything. If you know in your heart that it's wrong, it's simple. Don't do it. Simply do not do it. You know. And why don't the first people have African names? How Pale, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John uh, survive and hot girl. Those are videos for other days. I already discussed those subjects. They say that Satan rules the entertainment industry. The B sector at times come off. Oh, let me read this. Comes off as a little satanic at times. I'm just saying. Well, you know, I believe that people do twerk in the synagogue of Satan. Absolutely. Thank you, Shell. Shell says, thank you for the super chat. Shell says, excellent live and conversation this morning. Thank you so much, Shell. I appreciate that. Do y'all know that a lot of Netflix movies, they warning you now that movies have pedo in it, trying to make it the norm. They got a lot of agendas they're trying to make the norm. You know, these days. That's why you have to raise your children. Like I said, I'm not so much concerned about us older people, because you have to set in your ways. You're gonna believe what you're gonna believe, right? But I really think that it is incumbent that we, you know, start to give, you know, present a alternate reality to what our young people are seeing on social media. You know, and by the fact that a lot of people allow social media to raise their children. When you see a video like that Lil Nas video, when you see something like that, it is very scary to me. We don't even have to go. You don't even have to worry. You can't even get to the Bible and the fact that it's allegory because they don't even believe in it anymore. They believe in the power of social media. You know, that's why that video is so disturbing to me. You know, we don't even have to talk about the Bible and religion. We need to talk about the religion of social media because that is at the forefront of everybody, all these young people's brain these days. That is my issue. What are they seeing on social media? Because we know that this so when it comes to social media, it's very beguiling. You know, it's very beguiling on social media because it's when you see something like Satanism being romanticized, seeing it being made cool, you know, to twerk down a stripper pole as a male, you know, ascending from heaven and choosing God because somebody told you that you was gonna burn in hell because you were gay. That is beyond me. Okay. And that is just very it's very scary to me, you know. And so yeah. That was my issue this morning. But I'm gonna get off here, y'all, because I really didn't even want. Yeah, social media is not a good thing. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. I think that it's a bad thing when it comes to young people. If you allow your young people to be consumed by the visuals that they are seeing on social media, because a lot of things that we see on social media, we see a lot of rituals on social media. Like I said, it's very beguiling. You see a lot of mind manipulation. They call it a social experiment. You know, you should never allow your young people to be experimented on, you know, and so it's a lot going on, in my opinion, you know. Yes, social media does affect the weak-minded people who can't see the bigger picture. Yeah, you have to think. You're absolutely right. You can't allow your child to watch YouTube alone, because they be sliding. Yes, they be sliding in those satanic videos. Y'all remember a little while ago when they had that Momo doll thing going around, and the Momo doll was telling your kids to like set the house on fire or go stab your parents, and it's all that kind of little stuff like that going on. This little Nas video is just another example of that Momo doll thing in my mind. Alfreda says young people are the new mentality, or the new mentally dead. The media is destroying them. I agree with that, Miss Alfreda. I agree with that. And so you welcome A class, and so that's why I wanted to bring it to the parents' attention, or the aunties or the grandmamas, older people's attention, because a lot of time we don't pay attention to this stuff, and I wouldn't have paid attention to it either had I not kept seeing it being scrolled down my timeline. I'm like, and I finally clicked on the video, and I watched a couple of videos concerning this situation. I was like, what? Other than that, if it weren't for that, I never would have known about it. And they sneak that stuff in because they know that they depend on older people not knowing anything about it, so they can slide it in and try to destroy your child's mind and try to take your immortal soul, take their immortal souls. Because like I said, we are in a fight for demons, against demons and principalities. They want our soul. They're not worried about who you land with, honey. They're worried about your soul. And so that is my issue. Now I don't have that. Everybody, like I said, we know that when you come on my panel, you welcome, Natasha. You have the right to express yourself, and anybody can come up and counter your argument. Do you see what I'm saying? And I didn't want, and I'm glad people came up. Some people said what they had to say. You had people like Jay Wilson countering what Natasha said in particular, and that's the way I like it, because we are free thinkers over here. You don't even have to agree. Say you're a Satanist and you pop up on my channel. You come up here and defend your stance. You come up here and defend your stance, because you have a right to choose what it is that you do with your life, as well as your immortal soul. That is why God gave us the free will. It's freedom of choice. And so yeah, but I don't have to. But when you are young and you are impressionable, when you are a child, you can be easily manipulated by things that you are seeing on social media. That's why a lot of young people in particular, think that stuff like this is cool, because they don't have any other reference. They think it's cool to embrace this nonsense. Andrea said hypnotic marketing. I agree with that. And dark persuasion tactics, etc., have always been used in marketing. Yes, they have. Social media has expanded the reach. We have to stay ordered. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree. Like I mentioned, Nicki Minaj, and those satanic sex rituals that she does in front of the world. On the scene, we saw they did another satanic sex ritual a couple of weeks ago when it was what was her name, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. I saw a video one time with Cardi B. She was like, "Who I gotta sacrifice, to be famous," and it's all of this stuff like that. And that told me that she is so ignorant, that she is so worried about being famous, as opposed to her immortal soul. Because we know that as in this body, in this dimension, we are only here for a moment, but your soul is forever, and that is why the powers that be are in a fight for your soul. They're not even in a fight for your physical body. They're in a fight for your soul, And so, yeah, it's unfortunate to me, but we have to, like Andrea said, we need to realize what's going on, and we need to be armored. And you can't save everybody. That's true, but you can try to protect and educate those that are closest to you. And so and my reason for doing this video this morning, as I leave out, is to make a lot of us aware, a lot of us older people aware, that may not have been aware, you know, of this video that is #1 trending on YouTube, aware of the fact that they're selling Nike shoes with human blood in the shoes. It's absolutely gross. I mean, just there is no next. They're gonna be selling what, human meat on the market? You know, human flesh. Is that what they're doing next? You know, and so it's A Class said he's on Twitter tweeting the most. I bet he is. It's not going to end well for him. Now, child, it don't make no sense. But he is gone. You know, that little fella, he gone, and that's unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate. He gone. You're welcome, Miss Alfredo. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks to everybody that hopped on the panel, whether you agreed or disagree with this video. Y'all please hit the like button on your way out the door. I just really want to bring the attention. And I tried to keep the focus on the greater issue. Like I said, and the greater issue is the souls. We are, you know, in a fight for not only our immortal souls, but moreover the souls of our children. And that is my issue. And I was absolutely floored. I mean, as soon as you think that they reach the lowest they can go, you get something else that's even lower. You know, even lower. You know, this was really, really low. And the fact that they're using it as a marketing ploy, you know, to make money for shoes. You know, but there's a greater issue besides money. You know, they're trying to accumulate souls as well, and that's the greater issue. You know, and so yeah, and that's what I want to bring to you guys' attention. In case, like I said, you haven't paid attention to it. I wouldn't have paid attention to it either. But YouTube is YouTube, and I was like, let me click on the video, and I'm glad I did, because now I gotta go on and on about this, you know, when it comes to my family members for days, so that I can get my point across. You know, when it comes to what's twerking around in my family, okay? Because ain't nobody in my family twerking around there to the synagogue of Satan, okay? And I said that. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. You guys have a nice rest of your day. You guys stay prayed up. Watch your back, front, your top, and your bottom, and all around, because they coming for you. Okay, they're coming for your immortal soul as well as the souls of the people in your family. Okay, thank you, Nessa Allen. And I just want everybody to be aware of that. Like I said, once again, you guys have a nice day. Please hit that like button on your way out the door. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. You can even hit the share button if you want to. This is a wonderful conversation, and I realize that this is not regular. Thank you, I am Aries Queen. This is not regular B-sector commentary, but I was so, you know, taken aback by that imagery that I'm like, oh my God, is this what we doing now? But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I love you guys, and I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.